Hey Freebs Nation, it's Jordan Page here, and I have got a Costco haul for you for our family of 10. You guys wanna know what I bought, right? Well, let's get down to it. Let me show you. We were out of town for a week, and so our fridge is pretty bare at our house. So tonight I went to Costco and I stocked up on a ton of stuff. And some of the requests that have been coming in lately have been that you want to see more grocery hauls and see how much we spent on groceries, what I'm buying, things like that. And I haven't done a Costco haul in quite some time. So before I put these groceries away, I would walk you through what I got and why. So if you want to know how my budget works, how much I spend on groceries typically, and all of that, I will link some videos for you below. But otherwise, let's just get right into it. Oh yeah. Here is my Costco haul for today. Sorry the lighting isn't great in here. It's kind of late, so I'm going to do my best. Thanks for bearing with me. And yes, I still have the dinner mess out everywhere, but you know what? First things first, we got stuff to talk about. So today's Costco trip is a little bit different than typical. If you've seen my videos before, you know that I usually trade off going to Costco maybe once every few weeks and mostly buying the week-to-week fresh groceries like produce from a local store like Walmart or Smith's here in Utah or Kroger or whatever. This Costco trip is a little bit different. Instead of using my budget this week on non-food consumables such as laundry detergent, paper plates, dog food, and that kind of stuff, I really did focus on stocking up on food this time. Why? Well, first of all, my fridge is pretty darn empty after being gone for a week. But second of all, right now there are no coupons going on. They don't start for a few days. So what I focused on today, for the most part, are items that don't usually go on sale at Costco with a coupon. Because in another week or two, when the coupons are active, that's when like the cleaning supplies and Ziploc bags and stuff will be on sale, and I'll use my budget for that. But there aren't any coupons this time, so I tried to avoid those items because they will go on sale eventually. So it is important to get to know your local Costco and what tends to go on sale and when, because they do follow a rotation. So I focused on food that we will eat right away, food that I will use to cook dinners this week, and then also just replenishing some things in our pantry and around our house. And if you keep watching till the end, I will tell you what I paid, but let's see if you can guess. Okay, I'm going to show you everything I got here, and I want you to guess in the comments, no cheating. I want you to guess first how much you think I paid for all this, and then at the end, we'll see how close you get, okay? Here we go. Okay, now let's break it down item by item. This is in no particular order, by the way. This is just how we brought them in from the car. Okay, first of all, tortillas. These are just the most delicious tortillas. You have to keep them in the fridge and you cook them yourself, but they are awesome. One thing you might not know is that these freeze great. These actually come in 2 separate packages. So what I will do is take one and throw it in the freezer, and then take one and use them right away. They are just seriously so good. And they are much cheaper at Costco than your local grocery store. Salt, this is random, but we have a salt grinder that we use, and I am out of sea salt, so I had to replenish that. Bananas, we go through about 5 to 6 bunches of bananas per week, and I usually buy 4 or 5 at a time. So this is just kind of our bananas. One thing about Costco bananas is they tend to be on the green side, which is okay. There are tips for ripening bananas. You can check those out. Just Google it online. Spinach. Now, listen, you will not find a cheaper bag of spinach anywhere than this 2.5 pound bag of spinach from Costco. That being said, if you're not going to go through it, it's just going to rot in your fridge because this does not last long. I do have a few tips for keeping this fresher longer. First things first, you take a few paper towels, fold them up, and then actually put them inside the bag. This will be hard to do one-handed, so I may have to do it in a second and then show you. But the nemesis to lettuce in general is moisture. That is what's going to make the spinach soggy and nasty on the bottom. So if you put a paper towel in the bag and then store the bag like this, it will absorb that unnecessary moisture and will make it last a lot longer. Also, what you'll notice is all the spinach is bunched right now at the bottom of the bag, and then this much of the bag is empty. You also don't want to do that. Spread it out, because this will get wadded up and mashed and yucky. So let me show you what you want it to look like. Okay, so I have the paper towel in here. I'm actually leaving the bag open slightly I kind of shook it out a little bit so it's not all bunched at the bottom and there's air in there between the leaves, and you can store it like this. Now, a few other tricks is spinach actually freezes really well if you're going to use this as frozen chopped spinach or in smoothies. So for us, we mostly use this for salads and smoothies. So what I could do is take half the bag and just freeze it. You could make pre-made smoothie bags. I believe I have a video or at least a blog post about this. I will link to it below. But you can get a Ziploc bag or a jar or whatever container you want, put a banana, put some frozen fruit, put some spinach and freeze it, and then just dump it right in your blender as kind of a meal prep thing. So that's good. Or if you like to cook with your spinach, then you can take it out, chop it up and freeze it. And now you have frozen chopped spinach just like you would at the store. So those are a few ideas to not let this big valuable bag go to waste. So yeah, again, we use this for salads and smoothies. Okay, this is new. I've never bought this before, but I love rice noodles. I love them so much, but they're really expensive from the local grocery store. I like them for stir fries and different things. These were actually pretty inexpensive. I can't exactly remember the price. I'll look it up in a second. But plenty of rice noodles here for cooking for much cheaper than at the store. And these last for a while in the pantry, so I got a couple of those. Okay, I just looked it up. This was $10, which is pretty good because one box of rice noodles at the store was almost $4, and it was about the size of one of those. So if you like rice noodles, maybe check that out. Baby wipes. Listen, I cheated. I normally wait and I do not buy these unless they're on sale, but we are getting dangerously low, and I looked at what's coming up on sale at Costco next month, and it is not wipes or diapers, unfortunately. So I did have to pay full price for these, but they're still cheaper at Costco. The Kirkland brand is anyway, than you can get at the store. And I love these. They're hypoallergenic and fragrance free, which is great. So I did get wipes and one box of diapers, which we will go through these really fast, but I'm pacing myself, okay, until they go on sale again, and then I will use all my budget to buy as many diapers as I can. Okay, we are completely out of snack foods. So I just grabbed a box of these, which again, sometimes these go on sale, but they aren't on sale next month. And my kids with sports and stuff sometimes have to pack a lunch. So anyway, just having some of these on hand is helpful. And I like the ones that have 54 in a box. They're smaller bags with more variety. We actually accidentally grabbed the wrong box without realizing it. We do not normally, my kids do not love these versions, so unfortunately this is a bummer, but we will use these, you know, we'll still use them for guests or whatever, but unfortunately they're not my kids, my favorite, so that's what I get for going too fast. Okay, tortilla chips, because they're really good and really inexpensive. We love the Costco tortilla chips. Again, these granola bars, these do go on sale from time to time sometimes, but we haven't seen them on sale in a long time, and they aren't on sale next month. And again, we really needed them for lunches and stuff, so we got a box of those. I have been trying to eat a little bit healthier lately. Been trying to not just snack on straight up carbs and trying to get a little more protein in. So this I actually leave in my car, because I find that if I have the munchies in my car, that's when I'm tempted to run through a drive-through or go spend money on food instead of just tiding myself over until I can get home and get something healthier at home. So I love leaving these in my car. Okay, string cheese. This is a go-to snack for us with our kids. It's just so much better than something like chips or crackers or cereal, stuff that they would normally eat. These freeze amazingly well. So this is a huge bag. You may not go through these very fast. So what you can do is stick all of them in the freezer and just take out a few at a time. Or if you use these for lunches, just keep them in the freezer and put one in their lunch completely frozen, and it'll be thawed by lunchtime. And it doesn't change the texture at all. Broccoli, because hashtag veggies, anything green, eat healthy. I love this bag of florets because they're already cut for me and ready to go. But normally I do just kind of buy the heads of broccoli from the grocery store. But like I said, this is a Costco produce day, so this is great. All right, I like having a bag of frozen vegetable stir fry on hand for a really quick dinner. Like if it's one of those nights where you just have no idea what to make, you have 20 minutes or 15 minutes or 10 minutes to get dinner on the table, you're tempted to go order a pizza, just get this out, keep a bag of frozen meatballs on hand, which I actually meant to buy a bag of meatballs to go with this, but they didn't have any, they were out. Costco out of meatballs? What? So you can keep on hand some cooked grilled chicken. It's really good with rotisserie chicken that you break up. I like to break, well, we'll get to the chicken in a second, but keep some chicken in your freezer. You could just make it a veggie stir fry with rice. You can keep some pot stickers in the freezer, but easy, quick meal. Okay, fresh mozzarella. Again, it's a really good price at Costco, and I love it for salads. I try to make salads as delicious as possible because I do not love them. But I also really like to do diced tomatoes, mozzarella, some balsamic glaze, maybe some fresh basil if I have it, and eat it with crackers, kind of like a caprese thing, or you could put it on toast. Anyway, really good. Lettuce, just, we didn't have any, needed some on hand. Baby carrots. I always have baby carrots in my fridge. Always. They make a really quick and easy side for dinners. You can throw them in the slow cooker or Instant Pot with whatever meat you're making. You can roast them, you can blend them in a smoothie. I always have carrots on hand. Mushrooms. I love to take mushrooms, broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, whatever veggies I have on hand, and just roast a big pan of them at the beginning of the week, and then heat them up as sides or eat them with eggs for my breakfast in the morning. But anyway, I love mushrooms, and again, Costco has a pretty good price. Pork sausage. This is a new brand. Normally it's Jimmy Dean. I don't know what happened, but this big roll of sausage, again, is usually a much better price at Costco. And what I'll do is I'll cook this up at the beginning of the week, and then we just have it to make breakfast burritos or breakfast tostadas, or to make with scrambled eggs, or you could even just take sausage and put it in with the stir fry. Million and one uses for some sausage, and if you cook it up right away, then it's just ready to go. Okay, let's come back this way. Any recipe that calls for bacon, gosh, just use these real bacon crumbles. You wanna make sure it's real bacon. And again, this is a good price. And the other thing I like about the Costco version is the pieces are big and they're soft. So they're not the rock hard salad bacon bits kind. These are so good on baked potatoes. You can use them in anything. Again, just like with the sausage, you could use them for breakfast burritos or anything, but I also, any recipe like soup or casseroles that call for bacon, I just use this instead. We have no Parmesan, and it was astronomically expensive at our little local store, so I just got this. And what I'm going to do is actually just store this in the freezer. I'm not gonna put it in my fridge at all. And then, because you don't normally need a ton of Parmesan for whatever you're cooking, and it doesn't clump together in the freezer. It stays, you know, pretty good as long as you don't let air into your freezer, like if you don't leave the door open. So I'll just cut it, and then I'll just kind of break up what I need for the recipe and then store it in the freezer so it never really goes bad. Okay, milk, of course, lots of milk. We go through about a gallon a day at our house. And so Costco, you know, comes in a 2-pack, so we got 3 boxes. This pesto, I don't know if I've seen this pesto go on sale, but this freezes great also. And again, this is one of those things that, like, if you have pesto on hand, you have dinner in as long as it takes to boil pasta. I will boil pasta. I will have some frozen rotisserie chicken or those meatballs we talked about. Heck, even some cooked sausage, those roasted veggies from the beginning of the week. And all you have to do is just put a big blob of pesto, sprinkle some cheese in there, and boom, you have, maybe put a few chunks of fresh mozzarella, and you have like the most amazing pasta ever. And this freezes incredibly well. What you wanna do is, when you go to freeze this, is freeze it in smaller portions. You could put them in ice cube trays, freeze them, and then pop them out and put the cubes in baggies. You could freeze them in small baby food jars, whatever. But just know that if you freeze this entire jar, then when you thaw it out, you will have to use this entire jar all at once. And this is a lot of pesto. There's no reason why you would need all this at once. So freeze it somehow in individual portions, and then you have dinner in a snap. Okay, whipping cream. I just like to keep this on hand. It's really good for pasta sauce, soups, making ice cream. We have a little ice cream maker. So again, this is, you know, just cheaper at Costco than other stores. So when I go Costco shopping, I usually try to grab one of these, keep it on hand. Cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is just a good source of protein. I also love making my cottage cheese fruit salad. I will link to the recipe below. It's really good. It's a super quick side, and you only need a few ingredients. Cottage cheese is great. One thing about cottage cheese that you might not know is that if you blend it up, it can be substituted as ricotta in recipes. And ricotta is kind of expensive. So if you're making something like lasagna or a manicotti or something that calls for ricotta, just take cottage cheese, which is typically cheaper, blend it up, and now you have ricotta consistency. It's a really inexpensive substitute, good source of protein. Okay, this is just the best ranch on the planet, and they sell a huge, giant 2-quart thing of it at Costco. So it was time for us to stock up on that. This Yoshida's, it's like a teriyaki sauce. They do sell this at other stores in smaller quantities, but you'll pay a lot more than you would getting this big one from Costco. Again, this is the secret to life. If you've got rice, if you've got Yoshida's, if you have vegetable stir fry and any form of protein or not, that's all you need. And now you have the most amazing dinner, and people will go back for seconds, thirds, fourths, and fifths. This is so good. You can use it for chicken, kebabs, anything. So we love having this on hand. I rarely make my own sauces just because this is good on everything. Jack's salsa, we love this stuff. And also, again, this freezes well. So if you feel like you're not gonna use up this whole thing at once, take half, freeze it in a mason jar, and then keep half in your fridge, and then unfreeze the other half when you're ready for it. Okay, did you know that Costco has sushi? They make it right there fresh on hand. Oh, I can smell this, it's making me hungry. It's about $6 per pack, I believe. They have a few different basic kinds, and once in a while, I will pick this up as an inexpensive lunch. So for $6, I now have a sushi lunch. This week, I have a bunch of lunch meetings, and I tend to get starving and be tempted to order DoorDash or something more expensive. So if I can just keep this on hand, then now I have, for $6, pretty good lunch, and I can just quietly eat it during my meeting and not bother anyone. So I picked up a couple of those for me and Bubba. Oh, the rotisserie chicken. If you guys do not take advantage of this $5 massive rotisserie chicken from Costco, I don't even know what your life is like right now. I don't even know how many pounds this thing is. 3 pounds for $5, you guys. Here's what you need to do. You buy this, and you bring it home, and the first night you just cut the chicken and just eat it for dinner. And then you sit there and put on gloves or not, just wash your hands first, and just pick all the meat off the bones, put it in Ziploc bags, and freeze it. And now you have delicious, so yummy, so moist and juicy, cooked, ready to go rotisserie chicken for any of these meals that we were talking about. The quick and easy pesto pasta, throw it in a stir fry. We'll get to the pitas and stuff in a second, but this is a really easy meal. Also, one thing I like to do when I go to Costco is, I didn't do this today, but I should have, is I tend to buy one extra rotisserie chicken and go take it to somebody who I feel like could just maybe use an easy dinner. You can take them a chicken, a loaf of bread, make a salad, get a Costco pie, whatever. But it makes for a really easy dinner for people, and it's something that if they don't need it right away, they can stick it in the freezer. So, rotisserie chicken for the win! All right, just some fruits and veggies for the week. We've got grapes, which, by the way, grapes are not always a good deal at Costco. You really need to know your prices. Same with blueberries, raspberries. Like, produce is not always the best price at Costco, so please just keep a price notebook. I will link below to what the heck that is if you don't know. Keep a price notebook, know your prices, and don't buy them just because they're at Costco. Don't let Costco make you think that everything's a better deal there. It's not always. In this case, I did get grapes, strawberries, and avocados. Bread is oftentimes a much better deal at Costco. Bread freezes great. So what we'll do is use one loaf right away, and then we'll keep one loaf in the fridge so it'll last, you know, it'll be good for toward the end of the week, because this will go pretty quick in my house. And then we'll freeze 2 for later. And then for me, I really like this Dave's Killer Bread. It's just a little more healthy, but it is more expensive. So Bubba and I prefer to use this for our own sandwiches and toast and stuff. The kids don't really care, so we use that for them. These I have on hand for just quick and easy pizzas. One thing that I like to do sometimes for a quick lunch is I will take this and I will put some basil pesto on the bottom. I will put some chunks of mozzarella and some thinly sliced tomatoes, and I will bake it or broil it, and then I put balsamic glaze on top. Now I have my own little yummy pizza. It's really good. The kids like making little pizzas on this too, or you can make a wrap. You can take this, you can take that, make a yummy wrap with it, whatever you want, but these are good to have on hand. And gosh, you guys, I think we're almost to the end here. Last, but certainly not least, cheddar cheese. Again, know your prices, but for the most part, this Kirkland cheese is a pretty good deal. But you do not, if you will not go through this much cheese quickly, then don't be fooled, because it will go bad, especially at the bottom. It starts to collect moisture and it will get moldy. So remember from all my other videos, cheese freezes amazingly well. So what you want to do is take this bag of cheese and divide it out. Okay, so this is about 2.5 pounds. That's a lot. So you could just take Ziploc bags and do 4 small Ziploc bags, or maybe 3, and just stick them in the freezer and pull out the portions as you need them so that nothing goes to waste. And now, for the moment you have all been waiting for, you ready to see how much I paid for this? So what do you think? Now that you've seen everything, remember there's diapers over there and wipes, those cost a ton. All of this. Drum roll please. $374.88 with tax, $389.10. So there you go. Were you close to either of those numbers? So it's a lot, definitely a lot. My budget for the week is usually $250, so this goes over significantly, but like I said, we were gone last week and I didn't buy groceries, so it's fine. I'm basically using some of my funds from last week, and this food will last me a while, so I probably won't need to get much next week. It'll all even out. How close were you? I'm so curious. So there you go. That is what I got at Costco today and how I plan to use it. I hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next, and I'm gonna let you go because I need to go put this food away before it gets too warm. Be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. See ya. Until then, bye. This is a big one. Let's see. Oh! Nailed it! No one was here to see that. No one. That was amazing.